going on, guys? Welcome to a late recap week. A little exhausted. I'm a little sad. I'm still a little butthurt over my game. BMO just I I don't know. I don't know what happened. That was not fun in any capacity whatsoever. Someone try to soldier on and get through this. And try not to be all mopey. I hope everyone had a great Halloween. It was weird. I got mobbed with trick-or-treaters last night. I actually ran out of beer and still had candy left over, which was pretty nuts. Um, Speaking of nuts, kids like nuts. That's weird to say. Anyway, moving on. Yeah, I hope everyone had a great Halloween night. For Chris keeping score at home, the picture still not hung yet. Maybe this weekend. Stay tuned. Find out. We'll see. So for those, obviously this Monday night lent itself to some late game heroics with the Patriots playing the Bills because the Bills are terrible. Tom Brady did his thing, and really the defense surprisingly did their thing all over my face. And BMO won because the Patriots scored a friggin' touchdown. I think it was off an interception. That was great. I just needed Buffalo to score like 14 points, maybe 10, and I would have won. And Kenyon Barner can suck my dick. Getting point, just no, BMO, you're 7-1. We're moving on. We're just moving on. Brennan, Matthew. All right, let's go. Matthew getting back to his self with 155, getting a big win, 155 to 89. Brennan moving to 2-6. That's going to be a tough hole to crawl out of, but I think there's just enough time to maybe, if you pull it together, do a late run, you can sneak into those playoffs. Matthew's sitting at 4-4. That was crucial. Surprisingly enough, what's nuts, Matthew getting bit by Benjamin Watson. That sucks. That happened to me in another league. I managed to win, but not because of him. Will Fuller, huge points going down. That hurts. But overall, Trubisky balling out. It is against the Jets, but yeah, getting 30 points. What happened to Brennan? Big Ben getting his. Kenyon Drake getting his. That's probably his best game of the season. Jordy Nelson, that was weird. With Amari Cooper traded, I was hoping Jordy would be, his numbers would be more inflated. Obviously, I'm wrong. Sure. Frank Gore, that's rough. So Nelson Aguilar, I've been on his train all season. Very important trade happened this weekend, and that's Golden Tate moving to Philadelphia, who also has a bye. So Golden Tate's going to have 2 bye weeks this year, which kind of sucks if you have them. Whoever has them, I don't see them yet, but be aware of that. And that is going to affect Philadelphia's players. I'm thinking Trey's take. I think if you're a Carson Wentz owner, I think that's going to bump his stats up. Golden Tate is a great slot receiver, especially with our 0.5 PPR. That's going to be solid. Nelson Aguilar, his stats, probably not going to be too good for him. I think that is going to be the Golden Tate and Alshon Jeffrey show for the rest of the season. Stay tuned. What do I know? So, yeah, Matthew gets the win. So, Brennan, things will look up next week. Matthew gets the win, but at a cost. He is very banged up. A lot of question marks. Will Fuller going out on IR. That we will see. Matthew, you have about 45 minutes to make sure. Well, take that back. So you're probably not going to see this before the game starts. Raiders and 49ers are playing. Not a lot of fantasy viability there. So I think y'all are good. But, yep, set your lineups just in case you are watching this. If I can get it out on time. Will and Steve, low-scoring game, but Will gets a win 108 to 893. Will moving to 3-5. That might have saved the season. Steve, like Brennan, has a pretty big hole to crawl out of. Will with Tom Brady, the 18 points there Monday night. That definitely puts you over the hump. Everything else across the board. Demaryius Thomas, that's another big trade. So Demaryius Thomas is no longer in Denver, which probably helps him. They've already switched him over to Houston on my screen here. But yeah, with Deshaun Watson, that could be interesting. I really don't have a strong opinion either way if that's going to help or hurt. Especially with Will Fuller going down. I mean, I think that would be good. That's going to open up DeAndre Hopkins probably a little bit. Hopefully get Deshaun Watson more talent to throw to, which can only help those people. Steve, there's Carson Wentz. Still 28 points. That might even go higher. That's it. I'm really, that's pretty cool with the Golden Tate hire. That should be good for the Eagles. Michael Crabtree for Will, he's struggling this year. Baltimore in general is weird. They're really good defense, but their offense, it's boom or bust, I feel like. Everything else, Will good. And then Steve, good too. Just had some tough sledding. Mike Davis, Seattle running backs, that's tough. And then Buffalo, no one in Buffalo did well Monday night. Kenny and I were out to eat, and it was just terrible. OJ Howard, good for him. I know he's a former Bammer, but man, he can play in the NFL. There are no allegiances in fantasy football, as they say. So hopefully he'll bounce back again. Yeah, bye weeks are fun. We're hoping all these big teams, like the Steelers, have been on bye. I don't think the Eagles have been on bye, or they're going on bye this week, I guess. It's been interesting. Hopefully we're getting back to that, so the back end of the season we can really open things up. Do this. Excuse me 1 second. Trying to multitask this evening. Oh goodness. Oh, 1 second. I'm sorry. There we go. Okay, I promise I'm done. So moving on to Nick and Riley, and wow, we have the top scorer of the week. Riley getting a big win, 180 to Nick's 108. 108 is the popular score this week. Before jumping to Riley, I want to say Nick, there's their third 2 and 6er, big hole. It's do or die time if you want to sneak into that playoff. At least get your team right so you're not Sacco. We'll see. That's one of y'all. All right. So jumping over to Nick, let's talk about the good, and then we'll talk about the terrible. So the good, Mike Evans and Patrick Mahomes, great scores. Tampa's kind of a hot mess. Jameis throwing picks left and right. Ryan Fitzmagic, good points. I mean, he's definitely good. It's just what's the situation there? It's hard to go in. Mike Evans doing good. Patrick Mahomes, I think, still leads the NFL in passing yards. He slings it and people catch it, and he gets a lot of points. All there is to say about that. Now, looking at that, that's about where the fun ends for Nick. A big shocker, Cam Newton putting up points on Baltimore's defense, which was kind of nuts. They're number 1 rated defense in the NFL so far, coming in, -4 points. They did not do very well against Carolina. Chris Thompson doing terrible. Isaiah Crowell getting the crow, terrible. It's just hard. Marquise Goodwin from San Francisco. Yeah, Nick, fire him up tonight. Hopefully gets you some points. That's tough sledding. That's not what you wanted this week, and that's going to be hard. Riley moving to 4-4 may have kept his playoff hopes alive with 180 points. Everybody got in double digits. That was nuts. Going with a crazy start with Baker Mayfield at QB. Didn't get a whole lot of points for a quarterback, but still got 18. And Christian McCaffrey, great. He's emerging as a good clutch guy, especially in our half PPR format. James Conner, it's his show. Le'Veon Bell, gone. I forgot, was it Colin who drafted him? But yeah, he gone. I don't know the latest drama with the trade deadline and all that. No, it's the James Conner show in Pittsburgh. And he definitely shone out against Cleveland. There we go. Tariq Cohen, where the heck are you been? Jordan Howard, Tariq Cohen, bye. If you want a running back and you have a good receiver or something, Riley, throw those offers at Riley. Like I mentioned, DeAndre Hopkins, a little banged up, great points, might get even better with Demaryius Thomas coming to play. May steal some targets, but also may open him up some more. Who knows? Stephon Diggs, he's kind of been soft in previous weeks. He busted out. Eric Ebron, he got tight end. In today's climate, tight ends get double-digit points. You're good. You're solid. Panthers D, great against Baltimore. Adam Vinatieri, 10 points for a kicker. I mean, shoot, seeing 180 this late in the season is pretty damn impressive. Riley, just keep doing what you're doing. I don't think any of those players are on bye next week. Don't quote me on that, but you can just stick that same lineup right in. Chris, I think with a similar bad beat. B-Wade and Chris. B-Wade getting a win, 128 over Chris, 122. Very close. And blame it on Gronk, who only scored 5, just shy of 6 points. I read a stat today that Gronk apparently hasn't scored a touchdown since week 1. That's kind of like Julio Jones. They should. I don't know. That's tough. That is tough. I feel like everyone on the Patriots got theirs except for Gronk. And I mean, a touchdown, a long pass, anything could have put Chris over. But B Wade still tied with BMO, 7-1. 2 teams at 7-1. That is strong. Like I said, mentioned earlier, for B Wade, Cam got it done. Kerryon Johnson with Theo Riddick kind of questionable, and coaches actually realizing that he's a skilled running back. Yeah, it's getting more of the load. OBJ finally had a good. I know they lost, but he's finally starting to step out a little bit. Maybe Eli isn't completely done. Deshaun Jackson, old man wide receiver. I mean, putting up numbers every week. Can't go wrong. BYU's going to be a tough team to beat. All I got to say about it. Chris is hanging in there with me. Or I'm at 5-3. Chris, I consider myself 4-4. It doesn't feel like a win. But yeah, I mean, Chris had good numbers, but then also Nick Chubb doing bad. But again, it's Cleveland. Brandon Cooks. Rams have kind of been fine with their receivers. I know with Cup out, which has killed me in other leagues. It's until they're healthy again. That's kind of nuts. Tyreek Hill with his usual boomer bust. It's either like 6 or 7, 8 points or 40 points. You know, feast or famine there. Tyler Boyd bouncing back. That was great from Andy Dalton's off night a week or two ago. Yeah, I mean, Chris, 122. That would have beaten a lot of teams this week. Unfortunately, he would eat you out by 6. So, yeah, hopefully Chris looking to bounce back there. At this point, B-Wade and BMO are cruising the playoffs, waving the middle finger at us the whole time, but that's fine. Us down here with the rabble will fight over the remaining spots. And final game of the week, or not the game of the week, but the last game of the week is Colin and Matt. We can call it the game of the week because it's both pretty high-scoring teams. Matt getting the win 153 to Colin's 139. Please don't score that much against me this week because I probably won't hit that mark. But jumping over to Colin real quick, I mean, I know he's 3-5, but putting up those numbers, that's just bad luck. David Johnson finally, I guess, firing the offensive coordinator and everybody on Arizona's team, I feel like, maybe starting to break out more. Adrian Peterson, who knew? I mean, is he back? I know he's not back to his old self, but still can score some points. Sammy Watkins finally finding an NFL team with him. Yeah, I mean, Ricky Seals-Jones is kind of a bust at the beginning. It is Arizona, so that's just bad luck. Cody Parkey finding that team, getting points. I mean, Colin, I mean, nothing really bad there. I mean, like I said, you would have beaten well over half the league. Would have beaten B-Wade. And then Matt, yeah, Deshaun Watson. I mean, that's going to be tough. Add Demaryius Thomas. Going to be crazy. Todd Gurley, Mark Ingram. I know Kamara's still there, but yeah, getting points. Wow. Danny Amendola, Mr. Concussion, got 13 points. Who knew? Yeah, Matt. So yeah, so it's definitely kind of separating out. So I'll definitely put Matt, B-Wade, and BMO in that top. I think Chris and I maybe in that middle tier, and then kind of everyone else is kind of just nuts, just kind of judging by the points. Riley can be thrown up there because he's put up some big numbers, just unfortunately with the wrong lineups at the wrong time. I'm going to go hurry up, get out of y'all's hair, just run down the lineups this weekend, just in case you haven't set up your lineups yet, because I know Thursday is not very exciting. Like I mentioned a second ago, Colin and I are going to square off. We'll see about that. Colin, again, trying to build his playoff resume. He can definitely do it against me this weekend. Chris gets Nick, which we'll see there. Nick, that's definitely Nick. We might get a little bored behind me and do playoff eliminations, but Nick, that's a must-win for you. Almost really a must-win for Chris too. The 4-4s are schedule's starting to get tight. This is definitely the game of the week. BMO versus B-Wade. That's going to be nuts. That's going to be a really strong game. We'll follow that Sunday very, very eagerly. Let's see how that develops throughout the day. Battle of the 44s, Riley and Matthew. 44 being 4-4 for both teams. In case you're slow today, I'm definitely slow. Yeah, that'll be a good one. Steve and Brennan, that's definitely a de facto elimination game. Both teams at 2-6 there. We'll see who comes out. May still have their playoff hopes alive. And then finally, Matt squares off against Will. Will, this is traditionally where Will sneaks into the playoffs and then goes on a run. So see what happens there. Good luck to everybody. Again, hope everyone had a great Halloween. I sure did. Having trick-or-treaters mob my house is a new phenomenon to me. For For those who don't know, I grew up on Chase Crest Road where everyone would like die every Halloween because people are crazy driving. But yeah, hope you all had a great week, and I will touch base with you. I'll be back on schedule next week, and hope you all have a great weekend. Thanks. Bye.